Greetings, this is Paul the Poke from paulthepoke.com. Today's topic, Millennial Kingdom, massive crops. The scripture reference is Amos 9, verse 13. Behold, days are coming, declares the Lord, when the plowman will overtake the reaper, and the treader of grapes, him who sows seed. When the mountains will drip sweet wine, and all the hills will be dissolved. Now these verses, or this particular verse, is in reference to the agricultural cycle in Israel. And it speaks to the number and volume of workers that will be necessary to manage the harvest of crops during the millennial reign of Christ. So for the phrase, when the plowman will overtake the reaper. So this gives you a timeline of how things work in Israel. Plowing and tilling of the ground takes place in October and November. The harvest of the grain occurs in April and May, and the grain crops are barley and wheat are the primary grains in Israel. And the point is the bounty of the crops. The grain will be so plentiful. The reapers will take all summer to harvest. So it'll be time to work the ground again before the harvest is finished, is the idea. Also the phrase, the treader of grapes, him who sows seed. To make juice and wine, I mean, it's like the things we've seen in pictures. Workers get in a little bucket full of grapes and they stomp on the grapes in their bare feet to crush the grapes to make the juice and wine. So it's going to take a lot of people to manage the volume of grapes. The grape harvest occurs in August and September. Planting of the grapes is done in November and December. So the number of clusters of grapes will just be ridiculous. Workers will stomp grapes and will have to stop working until November and December. So the harvest will be extended for months instead of a month or so. And when the mountains will drip sweet wine and all the hills will be dissolved. So the idea is that the amount of juice and wine will be so abundant the hills will melt. Now, the man in charge during the Millennial Kingdom, who will oversee the volumes of grapes and juice, has a history with generosity when it comes to grapes and juice and wine. Bumper crops will be year-round throughout the harvest cycle, whether it's grains or fruit or whatever is the idea. If you're interested in agricultural cycles, I found this on NET Bible as the resource, which takes us to John 2, verse 6, and Jesus, his first public miracle at the wedding of Cana. John 2:6. Now there were 6 stone water pots set there for the Jewish custom of purification, containing 20 or 30 gallons each. Okay, so we got 120 to 180 gallons of water. And when the head waiter tasted the water, which had become wine, and did not know where it came from, but the servants who had drawn the water knew. The head waiter called the bridegroom and said to him, every man serves the good wine first, and when the people have drunk freely, then he serves the poorer wine. But you have kept the good wine, but you have kept the good wine until now. Jesus serves and gives freely and abundantly to all is the point. He always gives his best, and he doesn't hold back. And it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Christ has done it in the past. He continues to do it in the future. And Yeshua will do it again in the future. And as Hebrews 13 verse 8 says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. So good things are promised in the Millennial Kingdom. So if you're interested in the topic, please feel free to check out paulthepoke.com. Keyword Millennial Kingdom. Grapes, crops, wheat, barley. Thanks for listening. Take care.